I'm Dr. Raghuveer Raju Boosa. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and psychoanalytic psychotherapist. I take care about adolescent support and psychotherapeutic interventions at Bergian Company. So we are here for how to take care about your mind. So as we know, outbreaks can be stressful. The outbreaks of corona disease, as we know, COVID-19, may be stressful for people. Fear and anxiety about a disease can be overwhelming and can cause strong emotions in adults and children. Coping with stress will make you, the people you care about, and your community stronger. So, stress during an infectious disease outbreak can include fear and worry about your own health and the health of your loved ones, changes in sleeping or eating patterns, difficulty sleeping or concentrating, worsening of chronic health problems, worsening of mental health conditions, increased use of alcohol, tobacco, or other drugs. The other reactions to COVID-19 are fear that regular medical care or community health services may be disrupted due to faculty closures or reductions in services and public transport closure. We may feel socially isolated, especially if we or other people live alone or in a community setting that is not allowing visitors because of the outbreak. We may experience stigma because of race, age, ethnicity, disability, or perceived likelihood of spreading COVID-19 to others. So, how does a human being respond to stress? When disaster strikes, people experience a variety of reactions. Most people show resilience after a disaster. So, resilience is the ability to bounce back, cope with adversity, and endure during difficult situations. Thankfully, resilience in disaster recovery is ordinary, not extraordinary, and people regularly demonstrate this ability. Using supportive resources to address stress and other hardships is a critical component of resilience. So let's discuss about them. So the first would be cut yourself some slack. When schedules and routines are turned upside down, everyone is off their game. Remind yourself that some days are going to be harder than others. And don't dwell on the things you could have gotten done or should have done differently. Instead, try to focus on more positive moments throughout your day. Then about handling social isolation. Staying at home can be quite nice for some time, but can also be boring and restricting. Here are some ways to keep positive and cheerful. Be busy. Have a regular schedule. Help in doing some work at home. Distract yourself from negative emotions by listening to music, reading, watching an entertaining program. If you have old hobbies that you have maybe because of time forgotten, like painting, gardening, stitching, maybe you should rediscover your hobbies. Eat well and drink plenty of fluids. Be physically active. Do simple indoor exercises that will keep you fit and feeling for it. Then, how to handle emotional problems. At times of anxiety, practice breathing slowly for a few minutes. Try and distance the thought that are making you anxious. Think of something calm and serene and slow down your mind. When feeling angry and irritated, calming your mind, you can try subtracting 7 out of 100 in a sequence until you reach a negative value, thereby distracting yourself. This helps. Even when feeling afraid, deal with it by just asking yourself, what is under my control? Am I unnecessarily worrying about the worst thing that can happen? When I have been stressed in the past, how did I manage? What are the things I can do to help myself to stay positive? Feeling lonely or sad is quite common. Stay connected with others. Communication can help you to connect with family and friends. Call up people whom you haven't spoken for a very long time and maybe surprise them. Discuss happy events, common interest, exchange cooking tips, share music. If any of these emotions persist, like continuously for several days, despite your best efforts to get rid of them. Talk to someone about it. If the feelings worsen and you feel helpless, hopeless, and feel like your life is not worth living, if that happens, maybe you should call a helpline number for advice from your doctor or a mental health professional. The other thing is to be mindful. Stress can affect the immune system and can actually increase your potential to acquire an illness. One way to lessen worry is to ground yourself in the present moment through mindfulness. Mindfulness is a great technique that can help reduce stress during challenging times. You can practice mindfulness by sitting quietly and focusing on your breathing and senses. Mindfulness meditation exercises can help us stay grounded in the midst of an emotional storm. You can learn how to witness and let thoughts and feelings come and go in their own time without going overwhelmed by them. The other most important thing is to acknowledge your feelings. Whenever you're feeling right, whatever you're feeling right now, know that it's okay to feel that way. Allow yourself time to notice and express what you're feeling. This could be through journaling, talking with others, or channeling your emotions into something creative. Example, drawing, painting, poetry, music. During this time of change, it's natural for our minds to think of all usual activities we may not be able to do at the moment. Making effort to shift our focus on the activities we are still able to do or those that may have more opportunity to do if we are at home. One important thing that always comes up is how to handle or manage disappointment. Whether it's an internship, dissertation, an entrance exam, or a job opportunity, important events may not happen this year. Grieve those losses, then reframe how you think about these events. Think about how you can honor and celebrate what you've achieved. Plan for what is important. Then, focus on things you can control and tolerate for more uncertainty. Recognize that you can't control how things will unfold. You can only control your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. When facing uncertainty about what comes next, instead of worrying about an ambiguous future, focus on solving immediate problems. We are in a time of massive upheaval. There are so many things outside of our control, including how long the pandemic lasts. This is a tough thing to accept, and so many of us respond by endlessly searching the internet for answers and thinking overall the different scenarios that may happen. But as long as we are focusing on questions with unknowable answers and circumstances outside of our personal control, this strategy will get us nowhere, aside from feeling drained, anxious, and overwhelmed. Write down specific worries you may have about how coronavirus may disrupt your life. Make a list of all the possible solutions you can think of. Try not to get into perfect options. Include whatever comes to your mind that could help you get by. After you have evaluated your options, draw up an plan of action. When you're done, set it aside and resist the urge to go back to it until you need it or your circumstances change significantly. And the most important thing, avoid self-medicating. Don't use alcohol or any substances to deal with anxiety or depression.